the biggest problems we have is really, really huge systems. They're very intensive and cause a lot of pollution, very centralized. What we should move towards is small-scale, intensive systems. An example of that is communal polycultures. Instead of having 100 hectares of one crop to feed a whole city, it's better to divide that city to different areas, each area growing food for a smaller area. And using polycultures, people are more involved towards where their food is coming from. And that's what are called CSAs. In the United States, they have what is called community-supported agriculture, where a bunch of people just get together and either rent some land, and they basically are responsible for the food that they produce. So the more we move towards these small-scale systems, the less we're reliant on just big agribusiness or big corporations taking care of our needs. We need to start thinking about what things we can do collectively and stop our dependence on governments doing everything for us. And dams is another huge issue. We install huge dams that hold a lot of water, but they destroy ecosystems, and forests die, and fish and all life basically suffers from those big dams. And an alternative is just having many small dams that are intelligently designed and put in specific places, therefore not hurting the ecosystem. Share return of the surplus. The oversupply of a resource puts the system or organism into disorder. If we don't have a polyculture, if we don't have many crops bringing many different beneficial insects, a lot of biodiversity, a lot of life happening in one system, then that's what creates disorders and sicknesses, because there's always one species that dominates over the others. In natural systems, anytime a species or a crop or a vegetable just goes out of control, there always is a predator or something that comes naturally to stop it. And that's something that's not true with monocultures and other systems. And that's what really creates pollution. Pollution really is not waste. It's just stuff in the wrong place. It's not waste until you've put something in its wrong place. If you used it in the right place, if you designed it well, and it's going to be consumed or used by another thing, then you can't have pollution. Nature does not have pollution. Pollution only happens with humans because we don't think on the long run, and we just do not design intelligent systems. This is a really important topic here that, as we talked before, was one of the inspirations for permaculture. One of the three sources of inspiration is nature. And nature really became a metaphor in our world. We live in so much artificiality and virtuality that being around nature or understanding nature has become a metaphor. It's not something we truly understand or can connect with or sense. That is what is called somatic intelligence, which is just like there's social intelligence, how we interact with people. Somatic intelligence is how we interact with nature. How sensitive are we to natural cycles? Biomimicry is a science that's gaining ground, and it's making technological creations based on nature, based on how nature does it. Because basically what all this comes down to is the fact that nature is the best designer, that we can never improve upon nature, that the complexity and the beauty with which nature works is something that we can't reach. And basically, now we have a growing number of scientists or inventors looking to nature for inspiration, because it's a more holistic system. Instead of making one invention and then remaking it and then over 10 generations, if you just observe how nature does it, you can pretty much get it together in just the first or second generation. Observation, observation, observation. That's basically the most important thing in permaculture, in becoming a permaculturist. You could take all kinds of workshops, but if you don't learn to observe landscapes, if you don't learn how to observe how nature works, and then learn from that, take nature as a teacher. We are inside the teacher. And it's a very humbling experience. Nature truly is the best teacher. These are some examples of permaculture changing the world, permaculture changing landscapes. This is in the lowest plateau in Mongolia, and I think there's another picture of that. This was taken in early September 1995. And you see the level of damage and degradation that this landscape suffers from. Taken in the same month, but in 2009, this is the same area. After a bunch of permaculturists took on this project and really applied intelligent design techniques. This is what we can do. This is what we can do to the whole planet if we became more intelligent designers, more holistic thinkers. This is another example of Chikukwa clan lands in Zimbabwe. This is a before picture, and they've pretty much recreated the forest. Jeff Lawton, the director of the Permaculture Research Institute in Australia, took on a similar quest in 2001. They went to